Silverstone in England recently staged the fourth round of the FIA World Rallycross Championship. We were keen to find out more about the rigours that a typical race weekend can have on both driver and team. Audi EKS have a new driver this season in Andreas Bakkerud, and the Norwegian invited Transworld Sport along to see how a final day of rallycross racing unfolds.
I mean, the weather forecast is always changing from day to day, and it's changed a bit during the night. We had some rain, and we just want to tweak in and try to improve the setup from yesterday even more.
Audi's team manager is Emil Axelsson.
Sometimes you have an idea of where you want to go in the evening before you go home and go to bed, and then you come in the morning, try to find out, is it really the same weather as expected? Has something changed? How's the track looking at the moment? There's so many options on the setup. You can go for the springs, you can adjust with the anti-roll bars, you have the damper clicks, you have basically a lot of things to go on, and it's this very combination that you need to find the perfect match for the weather out there.
With the potential to race in 4 races on the final day, man and machine must be in tune.
Who's going to get away from the line? It's really even against Solberg, though, gunning it down to turn 1. Hooks the motor up, shuts the door on Hansen. Hansen's going to hold on for P2. Bakkerud looking into the side.
5.2 now. How much? 5.2.
4th place in the opening race of the day had the team scratching their heads, as Andreas and the Audi S1 seemed to struggle with pace. It was markedly slower than the car of teammate Matthias Ekström. With only a few hours until Q4, the engineers sought to identify the problem.
The jump was pretty rough, so that was one thing, and then the start is so important, and one important part for the start is the clutch, and I think there was something with that, so they tried to change it or make that one working more.
The engineers were able to isolate the problem and put the S1 onto the track, as Emil made his way to begin his duties as spotter.
So now we're on the way to the spotters tower. It's up there, and up there you can see the entire track. You have timing screens and so on to try and monitor the gap to other drivers, because if you get free air, then you can do what you want yourself. If you're blocked by other drivers, they can slow you down, and it's very difficult to overtake on a track like this in Silverstone. So that's what you try to do. Regarding the tactics, you try to make a bit of a plan, and then you need to have adapt it according to what's happening on the track, and that's sometimes a difficult thing. Because I mean, you have 4 other cars on the track and other guys that want to do something different to you.
Very even start. Don't know if Eriksson's going to be near enough. Kevin Hansen gets squashed out through the back. Kevin Eriksson's going to go deep, and he's going to have a look. Clive Wilkes is right. Eriksson tries round the outside.
Rossettian in behind.
Back with Andreas Bakkerud, he needs a good run, doesn't he? Just to get himself, obviously he's in semi-finals if he finishes the race. Andreas Bakkerud knocking in the fastest lap there of the day, down into the 39s.
39.7, 39.7. That's okay, exit okay, exit okay. P1.
Started in a good line for Q4. Took the start, drove my own race, was 3rd. Put me 5th overall after all the qualifying heats, so pretty decently happy with how it turns out. It's very equal on the top, so it's just about nailing all the small details, but we'll get there to the semi-final.
Cheers, mate.
Thanks for your support. Thanks. There you go.
Andreas Bakkerud is a popular figure with the Rallycross fans. The 26-year-old is now into his 5th WRX season and is a blossoming talent.
You get into your zone, into your own little bubble, I would say, and you just enjoy the moment. And when the green light is on, you forget everything there is.
Good start by all 6 cars. Kevin Hansen moves across, trying to shut the door on Eriksson. Solberg going to come across on Christopherson. Oh, contact! No! Christopherson's in the tyre wall. He destroyed it. Christopherson in 2. Going to try and drive through it. Surely they're going to red flag that. They're going to have to red flag that and restart it. It's all over the track.
I think it was just a bit of a bad luck. I mean, Petter took the start, he moved over to cross, and then Johan was on the inside. Then it's a shame what happened, and I mean we took the lead, we had the advantage, it felt perfect, really great. But then now we have to refocus for the restart and do the same again.
Green light, great start. Kristoffersson on the inside. Hansen moves across backwards. Something behind Johan. Solberg's got it, but not by enough. This time, Kristoffersson pushes him out. Bakkerud's going to get him too. Into the back. Johan pushes Solberg really wide.
Whilst Petter Solberg retired from the race, Andreas found it tough keeping up with series leader Johan Kristoffersson. But Bakkerud still managed to qualify for the final. His team made their final adjustments to the car out on the track before the final got underway.
The race got super hot after the final. We got some cooling problems, so we have some issues, but hopefully they sort it out.
There were a few stressful moments for the team as they reassembled the back end of the car for Andreas.
Ekstrom with a great start on the second row. Loeb's gone backwards. Gronholm moves across. Kevin Hansen up the inside. Whole shot for Kristoffersson. Ekstrom's in behind him. Bakkerud going to go around the outside of his teammate. Teammates on the run down to turn 2. Kristoffersson with Bakkerud and Ekstrom behind.
Just watching Bakkerud here, he's getting on the back of Kristoffersson. I think he's reeling him in just ever so slightly. He is indeed. He's taking 2/10 out of him that lap. It's a little bit too busy. I think he could slot out in front of Gronholm, so yes, maybe it's his chance. Up front, Andreas Bakkerud's losing time on Johan Kristoffersson. Johan's upped his pace.
Tucks the nose in. We're looking for Bakkerud on the other line. Rotates the car round to the right. He's done it. He was in the wall about half an hour ago. Now he's going to be on the top step of the podium. Yes. Come on.
Having pushed Johan Kristoffersson for the majority of the race, Andreas slotted in behind him to take his highest finish of the season, second. After the issues with the car, it was a good day's work here at Silverstone for all involved.
There's a lot of emotions going on all the time. You want so much, and I didn't really feel I have managed to push my new ADS 1 yet, like I did in the semi-final and in the final.
And it's going to be tacos. It's going to be